How's it going, everyone? This is Mr. Morales. We're going to look at the part two of your access projects. We're going to focus on two new objects. Um, Currently, we have two objects available to us in our current project, table object and form object. If you don't have these, please make sure to watch the first video, access part one. In part two, in today's video, we're going to look at two new objects. They're going to be queries and reports. So when you open up your database, it's going to look like this. Don't freak out. On the left hand side, you should have your object there. When you double click it, the table comes up and you should have 20 plus contacts. Minimum 20 contacts. If you have more, that's fine. I have 25, and the the project that we're going to be doing will work with 25 contacts also. So as you can see, it's okay. Some things are first name is not the first or second column. It's okay. It's still gonna work as long as we have the correct fields. So we have first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. Notice house number. There's a lot of blanks. That's what we want. Cell number. They're all filled out. Birth date definitely all filled out. Under notes, if some of them are blank, that's okay. We want to make sure we have consistent data. We're using the same format for all the house numbers, for all the phone numbers. We're using the same format for all the states, and so on and so forth. So once you have your table open and you verify that your data is consistent and that you have 20 plus clients, then we will create a new object. We're going to be creating a query. Now, first of all, what is a query? A query, think of it as a filter or a question. Currently, we just have 20 plus clients, and that's okay. But if you have thousands and thousands of records, then you want to be able to pull just some of that data out. So you have to create what's called a query in order just to pull that data out. Now, why do we have queries? Well, queries are created when we want to make a decision. So today, for example, we have clients, and the boss tells us, "Oh yeah, you know what? We're having a special for just those clients that live in, in my example will be Los Angeles." So the boss tells me, "Okay, pull out all the clients that live in Los Angeles." So my job is to create a query and be able to filter just those clients that live in Los Angeles. How do I do that? I, I make sure that my clients table is open. I go to the create tab on the ribbon. I go to query design. So the first query will be a city query. So I'm going to get this window here, and what I want to do is I want to click add, and then I click close, and notice what I just added was my clients table, and I see all the different fields there. So what I want to do is at the bottom here, we're gonna pretty much activate all the different fields that we will see when we run our query. So I want to be able to see the client's first name, so I chose first name there. I go to the next column. I want to see the client's last name, and I want to see the client's um, city. I want to see how many clients uh, are from Los Angeles. But if I run it like this, I'm not going to be able to filter. I'm going to get all the clients' first names, last names, and city and their cities. I won't be able to filter it further. So just for example purposes, I'm going to run it. I'm going to shift. I could click on run, or I could change views to datasheet view, and I can see that I have all my 25 clients, or uh, yeah, all my 25 clients, the first name, last name, and the city. But I need to filter it out even further, and I just want to get those clients that are from Los Angeles. So I, I click on the view again, and I go to design view. So I'm designing my query. So here under the city column, under criteria for the row, I'm going to type in Los Angeles. Now you may be typing a different city. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. You may be typing a different city, and that's okay. That's actually what I want. I want everybody to have, different cities because you all have different data. Okay, so now next time that I run it, go to data sheet view, and there it filtered all of them out, and I just have those those clients that have an address in Los Angeles. So now that I have this, I want to save it. So I click on save. It's asking me what I should say my query. I'll call it city. I click OK. And on the left hand side, I should have a new object that says city. So that's my city query. Okay. I can close it by right clicking on city. Okay. And now I'm back to having my table. So I have the city query complete. That's done. I want to create another query. Let's choose home number or house number as our next query. So the boss tells you, oh yeah, imagine having thousands and thousands of records, and the boss tells you, okay, we want to call everyone at home. Okay, let's call everybody at home, especially when hopefully they're having dinner, and that way we can bug them. Has that ever happened to you guys? You're having dinner with the family, and all of a sudden you get a call on the house number, and it's one of those calls where they just want information from you. So let's suppose we're going to be doing that. So boss tells you, I want to give me the list of first name, last name, and house numbers for all the clients. So how do we do that? We have our table open. We go to Create tab. We go to Query Design. And once again, we add the query. We add the table, the client's table. Once we add it, once you could see it in the background, then we click Close. I always like to expand this just because I like to see all the fields. On the first column, we'll choose first name. Second column, we choose last name. Third column, we'll choose house number. Now for house number, if I were to run this query like this, do you think I would see a bunch of blanks? Because there were some house numbers that were blank, right? Or do you think we'll just see them, no blanks? I don't know. Let's find out. So let's run the query, change views to datasheet view, and bam, we have a bunch of blanks there. We don't want that. We're wasting a lot of space there. So imagine if it's thousands and thousands of records, we'll have, hundreds and hundreds of blank spaces, and we don't want that. So how do we do that? So let's change views, and under design view, so we're in design view for our query. So we have under the house number column, under criteria, what we're going to do is we're going to put in a special character. This special character is the wildcard symbol. Okay, actually it's the asterisk symbol, but in Access it's the wildcard, meaning that if you put this symbol, that it represents any characters that are placed in that for that field. Okay, any characters that are placed. So let's run it now. Let's run it and let's see what happens. Let's change views, datasheet view, and here we go. It filtered out all the blank house numbers, and all we get a chance to see is first name, last name, and house numbers of those records that have a house number. Fantastic, great. Let's save it, and let's save this one as house number. This is our house number query. Click OK. Let's right click on the tab. We could close it now. Alright, next one. Let's do a birth date query. The boss says, oh yeah, let's pull out, we have a special for this month. let's filter just those people who have a birth date in, you choose the month. Okay, we have a special just for those people. Okay, how do we do that? Well, let's do the same procedure. We go to create, query design. We will show let's add our clients. First name, choose first name, last name, and here we're going to choose birth date. So for birth date, what do we want to do for birth date? We know if we run the query like this, we know we're going to see everybody's all our clients and their birth dates. So we want to filter it out even more. So under criteria, how are we going to filter that? If we put the asterisk, which is the wildcard symbol, we know it's still going to be the same thing because it's not really filtering anything. The wildcard symbol is just saying that it's filling in uh, any character. So the way you do this is think about it. You have to think about it. You got to think about things here. Look at the birth date query. Ask yourself, what is the format of the birth date? Ask yourself that for now. Well, if you said month, day, year, you're wrong. If you take a real close look at the format of the birth date, it's actually month backslash day backslash year. So we got to use that same format in our criteria. And we need to also use that wildcard symbol. So suppose you want to see birth dates in let's choose the month of I'll choose the month of August because I have a few clients that have birth dates in that month. So you choose any month you want. I'm going to choose August. You can choose whatever you want. So I need to use that same format. August is 8, so I go 8 backslash. Do I care about the day? No, I don't. So the day could be any symbol, any character. Okay, any day. It could be any day. It could be 1, 2, 3, any day. So here is where I will put the asterisk, which is the wildcard symbol. Now, that asterisk represents the day. Then I have backslash, and then I have the year. Do I want the year? Do I want a specific year? No. So once again, I'll put the asterisk there. Now I run my query, and let's see what happens. And yes, everyone gets filtered out except for those people who have a birth date in August. Fantastic, great. Now let's save it. Let's call it birth date. So this is the birth date query. I click OK. Alright, so your job is to create another query. You're going to create one from scratch. You decide what you want your query to be. Okay, and also we need to create reports. So let me show you how to create a report. So I'm going to double click on my any query, and it's very simple to create a report. I'm going to go to the create tab. Let's go to report. We click on report, and there it is. There's our report. Now there's some things that kind of look a little funky, so I'm going to change views. I like going to report view, and there it looks very professional. It tells me how many records I have. It gives me the date, and it gives me how many pages. It gives me some information on this. Okay, so I want to save it. We can leave the name as the name of the query. We click OK, and notice we have the birth date report created. So at the end of the day, what I want from everyone, here's your little project, is to create a total of 4 queries and 4 reports. So we created 3 here already, so you got to create an extra query, and then you got to create a report for each of those queries. Okay, so hopefully this video shows you how to, or explains a little bit better as to how to create queries and reports, and hopefully you learn something new. Thanks. Have a great day.